Hey, what's up, guys? It's Franco here, and I'm back with another Clash of Clans video today. Today, we finally have this new update that has been a lot of sneak peeks from those privileged YouTubers, I would say, who have the opportunity to show off what's coming out before it comes out. But this is basically what happened. We got that Alchemist, we got a new defense, we got some metal pants, and then some quality of life changes, and then it says at the end, resource balances changes, whatever. More scams for them to have you spend gems on. So realistically, like, who's gonna buy more more loot with gems? But some of the big things is I think they changed the raid. Oh my gosh, this is so hard to describe out loud. They changed the Clan War League medals per resources that you can buy. And I think they just made, well, not I think, they made everything just pop way more. Like, even when you scroll through the shop here, you see like how the all the items have like that shine. I haven't looked at the skins. I think it's they also like adjusted how all the skins are in size because for whatever reason, these skins, the Lee King, Warden, RC, and Queen, they just looked way different than I remembered. And then also we have the buildings here, and I thought this just also looks very cool. And they have a lot of UI changes, so the way the menus pop out is a little different. And then what else is different? There's other like maybe when you click attack, reap. I think that's the old way, but I don't know. There's been a couple quality of life changes that I actually really like, and they of course they wiped out all the replays. But I have two attacks that I can show off here, but. One of the main things is that the game basically feels more gamey. And I've had a lot of people, so I just kind of read the chat in my other clan, Sorry Man 3.0, and I always read it in this chat too, but I participate in the discussions at least. But a lot of people were like, it feels like more animated and gamey, and I kind of think that, in my opinion, feels really cool. I actually really like the new feel and the new animations that come out. So, in Legends League, almost every base has ice golems pop out. So we'll see in a couple seconds how the freeze spell looks a little bit different. I know that's one of the main things that's changed, like battle wise, is the freeze spell. Um, the ice golem freeze, obviously. There's been a couple other things that look different too. So let's take a look here. Like the blue is like way different. It's less frosty, and more just like a, I don't know, more like the grass becomes blue. Um, and then also another thing that I noticed is when you kill town halls, like the XP is like a little bit bigger in numbers. So that'll show in a couple seconds with this replay here too. But honestly, so the last time they had an update like this, where they obviously they had some new things for Town Hall 16. They came out with new walls, defense, whatever I said in the beginning. But the last time they had an update like this, where they kind of changed the look of stuff, I really didn't like it. I was so used to the Clash of Clans that I don't think really changed much in like 7 years. I think obviously it changed in the beginning, and then I remember one time they came out with like a weird way that heroes looked. I remember I was so used to how heroes looked, and then they changed it and made the king look like dumber, kind of. And obviously I got used to it. And then another one came out, I think like a year ago or 2 years ago, where I just remember looking at the wizard towers, and I was like, why did they do that? Like I thought the change looked really stupid. I guess I forgot to comment on the town hall, the little XP popping out. And I ultimately don't really like when Supercell makes these changes that nobody really asked for. These like weird visual changes. But honestly, this one, surprisingly, every single visual change that they've made, I actually really like. So I know that kind of goes against what I've been, the opinion that I've had for most of my Clash of Clans career. But for whatever reason, I think this one's like super clean. Like I know it makes the game feel a little bit more animated, like I said a couple of times, but it is a game, and the whole thing is to make it more engaging and more visually appealing. And I think that's one of the things that Clash of Clans like kind of lacked on is like it was appealing to some extent, but how much of that was just nostalgia and how much you liked the old skins, the old for buildings, heroes, troops, and all that stuff, and how much of it really just like made the game pop. And honestly, this one I feel like is a step in like the right direction. And one thing I can really compare it to is like Fortnite. Like Fortnite, as much as you hate it, love the game. See that little 17 pop out there. It's so engaging with all the bright colors and sounds and visuals and all this stuff. And I feel like that's kind of some of the success of that versus the game like PUBG when that came out. It was just like very clunky and dark and polygonish. So I really think this is something that in the long term for Clash of Clans, like not necessarily all the players that you'll really notice, but for the company Supercell, I think this is the right move, and honestly, satisfies a lot of the community too. So, what were some of the other things that they changed? They had a couple new things. Oh, about the Alchemist. So let's go back here to my progress layout. So sadly, I had to move um, the scatter shots and the expos over to this side because they are no longer maxed out. But I did just use a hammer on the scatter shot because 15 days, 18 hours, nobody got time for that. And then, oh yeah, I was talking about the Alchemist. So the Alchemist here, I personally don't understand what the point of it is. Like, you can convert what 10,000. It doesn't even matter how much you can convert. In my opinion, why would anybody want to convert loot? Because maybe you might be saying, oh, you might want to convert into Dark Elixir, at a certain point, or when you only have elixir to use on walls, which is basically me right now, convert it to gold. Like, I understand. Like, it makes sense for inactive type players, but if you're active and like me, you're doing all eight of your Legend League attacks every day, or you're farming at least eight attacks every day, I really don't think you have much of a need for converting loot. So for me, honestly, this guy, I'm not even going to buy him. I'm not going to waste my 100 gems. I think using or upgrading the builder apprentice and lab assistant is the most important thing. You really want to be saving time, not like resources. And I'm pretty close to maxing out all my pets here anyway. So maybe I'll be converting Dark Elixir into like gold, maybe, but these storages usually fill up, which is another cool thing. They actually uh, added a lot more storage. So my old cap was 390,000 Dark Elixir. Now it's at 460, which is so much more. And it was so annoying when I was upgrading heroes like the King to this last level, or the Royal Champion went to like the last level. I had to get to a full Dark Elixir storage, or maybe 10,000 below a full. And it's like so inconvenient to get all the way up there when a builder happens to be open and not be wasting Dark Elixir. But we have a lot more storage capacity, 26 million, and then if I upgrade all these, it'll come up to 28 million, which I think is pretty cool. I'm glad they raised the storages, honestly, because with how expensive walls are, like you got to be able to upgrade a little bit more than three walls every builder, basically. But if you're really struggling with what to use Dark Elixir on, which is kind of me as I'm getting close to max out, because I can only upgrade so many heroes at once and still have a viable army. I guess that's kind of what like the Forge is for, and I kind of wish they rework the Forge instead to like not cost a builder maybe or something. But I guess this is an okay solution for the time being. But let me go back to this village here. So I think that's roughly everything that I wanted to talk about in the new update. Oh, I guess the metal pants here. I haven't really made my opinion on it. I'm not a strategy guide type person, but I'm gonna max it out anyway, just because why not? I don't have much else to use ores on because I'm saving up those starry ores to max out the electro boots. But I don't think it's gonna be that good anyway. But the final thing I did want to show is I actually, if you take a look at this village here, I actually finally filled up every single tile on this outer layer. So, except for this one. This is the one that I want to put. So, if you don't realize, this is in order of when these special obstacles came out. So, I've all the anniversary, not all of them, whenever I played. And the next one in the order is this dragon one. And I was hoping that it would conveniently just spawn there and I wouldn't have to use a shovel like I did for every single other obstacle. But I don't really think that's going to happen. And I had one spawn here and then two spawn here. So I was like, I have enough on the outside now. But some of these other obstacles, I have like five of these last Christmas trees, six, seven actually. Um, and if you look around, like I was saying, I actually filled up every single tile. There isn't another tile that can physically be spawned for another special event obstacle. Obviously, I can shift these over, but I want to save this space for the new event obstacles all the way till the end, maybe, and then maybe start wrapping around here. But I just kind of made the decision that I'm gonna finally sacrifice this last layer of stuff that you can actually put physical buildings on, and I'm gonna start spawning in obstacles in there as well. So I'm gonna start with this, just this layer, and then eventually we'll add in this layer because. Hey, there's going to be an infinite amount of special event obstacles, and there's only a finite amount of base space. And I could be removing some of these trees and stuff, but I was like, you know what? They're never going to spawn back again. As much as I have seven of those, and I could remove a couple, it's like why? Like, eventually, I'm gonna have maybe one of each, and then I'm gonna have to add the extra row. I was like, I might as well just add the extra row now, while I can, while I kind of think it's cool. But I feel like that's kind of a big decision to kind of be like an obstacle farmer at this point. And I really wish there was a better way to get some shovel of obstacles. I wish they had that in the update, but you can only ask for so much. Um, but yeah, I mean, let me know what you guys think about the new update and everything about it. I really just don't have any complaints about it. I think it's such a great update, honestly. But yeah, that's it for the video. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.